Okay, hello everyone. This is we are Nigel and Alison of Leicester Heritage Apples. We've just done a couple of apple days, and it's given us the opportunity to get all our apples together. And we've found, to our astonishment, that we have fruit from 12 of the 13 Leicestershire apples, all here, all together at the same time. And this is a very rare thing to happen. The only one we don't have is Sweetings, and this is a very early apple, which Alison will show you the sheet. It's a very early apple. It's about as big as a golf ball, or a little bit bigger. It's ready early July. It has quite a long picking season, about 3 weeks, but the apples themselves have to be eaten the day they're picked or the day after, because they don't keep at all. And it's a delightful apple. It's a little bit like, it reminds me of new potatoes. It's the first apple of the season. It has quite a strong flavour, but nothing really distinctive about it other than it tastes of spring and early summer and being really fresh. Now, we've got the other apples here, starting with Annie Elizabeth. So what we're going to do is to work our way through these, taste each one. Some of them are not quite ready yet. Some are really past their best. The date is October the 12th. Okay, so let's make a start. The first one is Annie Elizabeth, and that is here. You can see it's quite large. It's a rather attractive dual-purpose apple, white flesh. In fact, all of the Leicestershire apples are white-fleshed. So we're going to taste each one, and we'll mark them out of 5. 5 is excellent, 3 is average. Anything less than 3 is there's something not quite right with it. But don't forget that some of these apples are now past their best, because it is getting on in the season.
And I think, Nigel, you can just say that when we taste them, can't we? If we say when they're due, when they're supposed to be at their best, I think that will be helpful for us and for people watching this to know whether our judgments, I guess, are really very good.
Okay, now Annie Elizabeth is a very long keeper. It's a late apple, usually ready end of October, so these are probably not quite ripe. It will store till Christmas. It's great as a cooker. One annoying thing about it is the tree goes very upright in its growth habits, so you need to have a ladder or a long-handled apple gatherer if you grow Annie Elizabeth. One other thing, once you get past Christmas, the flavour mellows and it's a good eater. Okay, let's see what it's like.
Well, I cheated and had a bite already, and I'd say it's a good eater already. It's crisp and sweet and juicy.
It's got an excellent flavour. It's quite strong. It's firm, a little bit tart. I've got to give that a 4.5, I think.
Yeah, I think I would agree. My first thought, it's actually quite sweet, but yes, it is a bit tart, but lovely.
So we will add our marks together. So 4.5, you reckon?
Yeah.
And that will give us a total out of 10. And that's a good start with a 9 for Annie Elizabeth. Right, next one is Barnack Orange. This was bred by William Divers at Belvoir Castle. I think it was quite early in the 1900s. 1920s seems to come to mind.
Thank you.
It's quite pretty. So it's a good colour. It's got a good blush on one side and yellow on the other. And this keeps reasonably well up to mid-November, in my experience. That's a very good flavour.
It's a bit softer than Annie Elizabeth in texture, but not squidgy soft like some apples can be. So I'd happily eat it all for lunch. So I think I'm going for about 4.5 as well. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to save for 5 yet, but I'm really enjoying this.
This is very, very good. I think it's in peak condition.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very, very good. So 4.5 for you.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to give that a 5. No, I won't. Mustn't go over the top. 4.5. But it's a very nice apple. Tastes a little bit like Lankton Superb, if you're familiar with that. Right, next one is Beaver Seedling. This also was bred by, I think it was bred by William Divers.
It was, yes.
At Beaver Castle. And you can see this is quite unusual because it's orange. And it has a strange calyx, that's the little bit at the top there. In fact, it's more characteristic on there. You can see it's a fairly open calyx, slightly unusual. I've had trouble growing this in South Leicestershire. It seems to attract woolly aphid very badly. But my friend Mel in North Leicestershire says it grows very well. And the flesh is pale yellow rather than white.
I think I'm getting a lot of skin taste, so I'd quite like a bit with more flesh.
Yeah, I'll give you too much skin there. There you go. Can you taste any other fruit in there?
It certainly has got lots of flavour characteristics in it. Kind of think it might be slightly over.
Yeah, I think it's probably just past its best. Yeah. I'm getting a hint of oranges.
Yes, there's
very
definitely
citrusy.
Definitely something else in there.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I think in its present state I would give it a 4.
It's got more flavour than Annie Elizabeth.
Mm.
But the skin, I'm not very keen on the skin. There's a bit of tartness, tannin in the skin.
Yeah, just a little, but it's not too bad. When you chew it, the skin disappears fairly quickly. I'm going to give it a 4.
I think in its present form, I'd give it 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, it's slightly past its best.
But I think if it had been perhaps last week, it would have gone up to 4. There's definitely more flavour compounds in there.
Mm. Right, next one is Dumelow Seedling. Now this one is a cross of Annie. Is it Annie Elizabeth? I can't remember.
I don't know. You tell.
I think it's a cross of Annie Elizabeth and.
No, it was found by Farmer Dumelow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
this was found by a farmer at Shackiston. Thank you for the reminder. And you can see the calyx is quite characteristic. It's quite a strange looking top to the apple.
Now, one of the interesting things about this particular apple, if you're in the United Kingdom, is that it used to be used for making mincemeat, and I think it still is used for making mincemeat, which is what we have at Christmas. So that's not meat. If you're not in the UK, but it's fruit, sultanas and spices, and we use it to make mince pies.
Yeah, this is actually a cooker. Well, make that clear, that's a cooker. Annie Elizabeth is also primarily a cooker, really. And I've just remembered that the Beaver Seedling is a cross of 2 cookers. It's Annie Elizabeth crossed with Dumelow. Okay, that's unusual to cross 2 cookers and get an eating apple. Right. Well, I'm going to give it a 3 because it's not really. It's not an eater. It's a cooker, and I'm finding that rather tart. It's perfectly acceptable to eat.
I think I'd give it 3.5. And you can certainly eat it as an eater, but it's a bit like Annie Elizabeth, and it hasn't got any extra flavours to it. So, in some ways, it's quite a plain taste.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next one is Lankton Nonsuch. This is quite colourful, as you can see. This was the one bred by William Hanbury in Church Lankton, and we actually recovered this from Germany. It had been extinct from England for about 90 years. This is generally over by now. It's ripe usually from early September to late September. So this is likely to taste rather tired.
Can I have a bit with less skin,
Oh, I'm
please?
sorry. Let's put that there. There you go. Oh, and it's got, this year it's been so sunny, it's got some red flesh. That's interesting. I'll hold that to the camera so you can see it. Okay, it's sort of got a pink flush under the skin. Has it still got any flavour left, or is it really
Well, it's
well
definitely
over?
past its best. It's gone soft, but you still can taste some flavour in it.
Well, it's not bad. It's generally quite tart. It's got a strong perfume, and it's generally fairly acidic. It's lost most of the acidity though, and it is soft. But I could happily eat that. It's
Yes.
still worth about, it's a good 3, possibly a 3.5 for me.
I think 3.5.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a bit different as well. It's got a nice flavour. Now there's another apple here that's extremely similar to it, and we call it Lankton Maxine. Do you want to say something about that, Alison? There it is, look.
Well, when we were looking for Langton's Nonsuch, we went to the village where it came from, and a lady there had a tree which she wanted identifying, and when we looked at it, it looked identical to all the information that we had about the Langton's Nonsuch. This was after we had found it in Germany. So we took it, and it tastes very similar, but it's slightly later, so they can't be the same tree. They can't be the same variety because they're ripe at different times. So they've got to be sisters.
Yeah, we've had a DNA test done, and it came back as not known. So it's not the same as Lankton Nonsuch. Not quite the same, but it's almost identical in its properties. And the interesting thing is that this was found in Maxine's cottage. She's the village historian, and that's where the Hanbury family lived until about 1900, and her tree is probably about that age, and we suspect this is a sister apple to the Lankton Nonsuch, which was kept going by the Hanbury family.
We're going to try this one as well.
Yeah, let's try it and see how it compares. It will probably be a little bit better because it's still fairly crisp. Oh yeah, you can't eat that, can you? I forgot that. There you
I can, but you get all the wrong flavours.
There you go. Yeah, the skin has got different compounds just underneath it, so it always tastes a bit
It
different.
always alters what you say. Taste. Well, that's super.
Definitely sweeter. It's firmer too.
It's firmer, which you'd expect because it's later. Full of flavour compounds. That's a 4.5 for me.
Yeah, that's at least a 4 for me, I think. No, I'm content with a 4 on that.
Is it the same flavour as the Langton's Nonsuch when the Langton's Nonsuch is at its prime?
Pretty much the same, yeah. It's a little bit less tart and it's a little bit sweeter, but it's only slight.
Nigel has a very good memory for taste, far better than I do.
Yeah, I haven't got a place on the sheet for that. Well, it's not an official Leicestershire variety, so you just have to make do with the verbal content, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your score? 3.5? 4?
4.
Yeah, and I was a 3.5.
So we would have rated that slightly higher. So if that's representing Lankton's Nonsuch, it would put Lankton's Nonsuch up a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. It's
But leave it as it is, because
yeah.
we can't do that with any other early Leicestershire apple.
Yeah, it's about half a point higher than the Langton Nonsuch at this point. Okay, Leicester-Burton Pippin. Now this is an interesting apple because it has an unusual flavour. It has a flavour, believe it or not, of vanilla. I'm not sure. It only comes through when it's almost ripe. You can see it's all green. It's a good size. It's always clean skinned. It's not too shiny.
And it doesn't go red. It keeps its colour.
Yeah, it doesn't even get a blush on it. And I can definitely taste custard powder there.
I can as well.
And it's about as good as it's going to get this year, I think.
Well, that's a 4.5.
Yes, definitely 4.5. Very interesting taste. It was described in Hogg's book, The Apple Directory, as a cooker with little, if any, flavour. And we suspect that the sample which was delivered to Hogg for his comments was picked far too early and was underripe. Okay, next one is Marriage Maker. You want to hold this a bit closer to the camera because it's quite a small apple, this is. It's quite pretty, it's got a nice red colour and it's usually stripy. This should be in good condition. This is about the right picking season for it, or the picking time for it. There you go. Occasionally it has pink flesh, but this year it doesn't. And we don't know where the name comes from. This was not bred, it was found.
The interesting thing about this apple is that it's an apple that comes in pairs. So we wonder whether that's why it was given the name.
Yes, when you look at it on the tree, you frequently see apples sort of paired together along the branch. That's really nice, that is. It's a good apple. It keeps pretty well also. It will keep till the start of December most years.
It's interesting. I don't think it's got much flavour.
Well, I do. I can taste a hint of strawberry in that, a little bit more. Yeah, that's definitely 4.5 for me.
No, I can't taste anything in it, so for me it's a 3.
Yeah, we mustn't forget that but this doesn't mean Alison's wrong, by the way, or that I'm wrong. People's perceptions of flavour vary immensely because no two sets of taste buds are the same. And some people can't taste certain flavours, for example, bitterness. Some people are bitter blind, they can't taste bitter flavours at all, whereas others are very sensitive to them. The same as some people are colourblind. Right, Martin's Custard. This is a cooker, and this was identified by Sally Cunningham some years ago on a tree close to Lutterworth. The tree is known to be at least 160 years old, and we are presently in the business of restoring it. It's got rather unwieldy and too tall, and bit by bit we're restoring it to a nice shape. Well, I'm not doing this restoring, I'm just giving advice.
It's very white flesh.
Yeah, and quite firm as well. It feels good.
Now for me, that's got a lot of flavour in it,
Yeah.
compared with Marriage Maker, which was very bland for me.
There's a lot of flavour compounds in that. Yeah, I like that.
Do you think it's still slightly underripe?
Yeah, I think it's we've picked it slightly too early, and there are still some on the tree that are not sort of coming off when I lift them. But I think that's a 4.5 again. That's good.
Yes, I think I'd agree. 4.5 with room for improvement, or expected improvement.
It's very nice, and the skin seems a little bit thinner than the Annie Elizabeth skin. Yeah, very good. So 4.5. What was yours for the Martin
I
custard?
think I said 4.5.
Okay.
I could certainly eat it at the moment. I just think it's going to be better.
Yeah, yeah. Next one is Packington. Now this is an apple that resembles James Grieve very closely. The difference though is that the apple is, when you cut it through, the flesh, instead of being pale yellow, is actually brilliant white. In fact, I hope I've identified that properly, but it looks like a Packington to me. The stripes are a little bit broader than they are on James Grieve, but it's the same shape, and it would be easy to mistake it for the better known apple. There we go.
Oh, that's the white one.
Oh, it's white.
Definitely
I've got it right. Good.
And the other thing we've noticed is it has a very tiny core and only 2 seeds each time, or most times.
Yeah, the seed count is very, very low, so we suspect from that, this is delicious. It's losing firmness just a bit, but I think it's...
I'd say last week it was a 5, so shall I put a 5?
That would have been a 5. It was 4.5 for me. The remarkable lady that we obtained this tree from was, her name is Ida Wright, and if she's still around she'll be about 99 or 100. She was over 90 when we met her for the first time.
She was brought up in Packington and then moved village when she got married, and she was used to this tree from when she was a child, and so she got it grafted to take it to her new home, so we know the provenance of it.
What's your score for this one?
4.5.
4.5, yeah. It's really a very good eater that cooks well, because when you cook it, it breaks down almost as well as a Bramley. Is there anything else we need to say about it?
No, we've mentioned the core. We've mentioned its cooking.
Yeah. We reckon it's probably triploid because of the low seed count. So this means, until further notice, we were going to say that since it's triploid, you need to have a pollinator if you grow Packington. I don't think it will be self-fertile. Okay, next one is Prince Charles. This is well past its sell-by date. It's a very early apple, this is. It's usually well over by September. I found one apple left on the tree that was any good, and it felt reasonable. So let's see if it's still got any flavour. This can score 5 easily in the middle of September, but it's really too late for it. It's stripy, look. It looks just like Laxton's Fortune.
It sounded firm,
It
didn't
did,
it?
yeah.
Yes.
But occasionally you do get a late apple on a tree. Well, it's not bad actually.
You can tell it's slightly over, but it's full of flavour. Not like its description at the National Fruit Collection.
Yeah, I reckon it's still a 4. It's
Yep,
it's very palatable, that is. It's very nice. A little bit soft, but well, you wouldn't object to eating that at lunchtime. In fact, it's very good.
4.
Yeah, 4 and 4 I think is fair. Next one is Queen Caroline. Now this is an early cooker, and the same comment applies as with Prince Charles. This one, it resembles Golden Noble very much. It has a lemony flavour when it goes yellow, and when it goes yellow you can actually eat it as a dessert. But these are likely to be well past their best because it's usually over by the end of September. we were lucky to find 1 or 2 apples on the ground that still looked reasonable.
Yes, because we were doing an apple day, and we wanted to show lots of apples. We thought it'd be really nice if we could find all the Leicestershire apples and put them together. And I think it's the first time we've ever seen them all together ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, that flavour's jolly good.
It's definitely over.
Yeah, but it's lemony and it's pleasant.
Yeah. It's got that over texture, hasn't it?
Yeah. The texture is a bit too soft. It's a nice cooker size. It's a nice cooking apple.
So for eating at the moment, I'd say a 3 for me.
Yeah.
But again, like some of the other earlies, I know it was better. Just by tasting it now, I can tell it was better.
I'm going to give it a 3 as well. And whilst we're on Queen Caroline, it is very, very similar to Golden Noble, which I just happen to have here. And if you're not quite sure whether you have a Queen Caroline or Golden Noble, I'll just explain the difference. Right, there we are. They look pretty much the same. The shape is usually about the same. These are not identical, but usually they're closer in shape than that. Golden Noble is shiny, or fairly shiny, and has no russet around the stalk. There's no russet there. When you turn the Queen Caroline over, you can see there's a big patch of russet. So that's how you tell the difference. Otherwise they're very close in flavour as well, though the Golden Noble is a bit later and lasts longer. Your Golden Noble is probably about a fortnight to 3 weeks later than Queen Caroline. And whilst we're on this, the Colour Colossus is the next one in the series in a sense. That looks very similar to Queen Caroline. This is Leicester Unique Seedling, but when you turn it over, as well as having russet, it has a purple splash around the ring of russet. And there's another one, okay? You can see the purple around the stalk. But it still looks very like Golden Noble and Queen Caroline. Right, where do we put that there? Okay, and the last one is St Alred. Do you want to say where this comes from, Alison?
It comes from one of the monasteries in North Leicestershire, and the friar there, or one of the monks, was called Alred. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, and he developed 2 or 3 apples. One of them we haven't been able to find, but one of them we have.
Can you remember the name?
It wasn't Father Alred, was it?
Well, he was that wasn't. Oh, it's Alred McPike. That was his name. Friar Alred McPike. There you go.
Thank you. Yes, when we started looking for the Leicestershire apples, he'd already died, but one of the monks contacted Mount St Bernard's Abbey. That's where it was. I was trying to just remember.
Yeah, that's right.
Mount St Bernard's Abbey in the north of the county.
Flesh
Unfortunately, they've got rid of their orchard.
Yeah, and the original tree of this apple, which they did have until the 70s, or possibly even later than that, they weren't able to keep it. It sort of didn't flourish or wasn't looked after. I don't know which.
Well, it's a bit soft, but it's nice flavour. I think I'd go for 4.5, you know.
It's very good. It's for an early apple, it keeps longer than it should. It's still acceptable, and it's really ready sort of second, third week in September. The growth habit is low vigour, so it's good to put it on a fairly, when you're grafting it, it's good to put it on a fairly lively rootstock so you get a tree that is reasonably vigorous. Otherwise, if you put it on M27 or M26, it just sits there and won't grow. But it's a very nice apple. Okay, and so our scores, what are you going to give that one then?
I said 4, didn't I?
4. Okay, so 4 for that.
Yes, even though it was soft and obviously past its best,
Yeah.
for me, I could still taste active flavours. It's not like some apples when they're past their best, they start having nasty flavour edges to them, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I've given it 4 as well. So let's hold up the score sheet. I hope that's in the right place. I hope you found that interesting. And this is quite a historic video, because how many people can display all but one of the Leicestershire Heritage Apples at the same time?
It's interesting for us because we've never tasted them all together. And one thing I've noticed, Nigel, they're all on the sweeter spectrum. There's no sharp apples amongst them.
That's interesting. Yeah, the only sharp ones really are the cookers.
But they weren't sharp, and they were in a kind
particularly.
of shock because they weren't quite ready. They weren't acidic like some apples are, and you could still eat them fairly easily. I'm just thinking that if you were a person who liked tart apples, I'm not sure which Leicestershire one I would recommend to you. But the interesting flavour ones for me are the Leicester-Burton Pippin. That's the only apple that tastes like that.
Yeah, we actually breed certain varieties of new varieties of apple, and we have found that the vanilla flavour actually comes through in some of the progeny that you get. So it's very interesting genes there.
And I think there was flavour in the Maxine Lankton, which you said was also in the normal Lankton.
Yeah, the Lankton is very intense, pleasant flavour. It's a pity it's a fairly short-lived apple, but it's very nice. And it's a great juicer, obviously. Okay, I think that really wraps it up for now. So if you have been, thanks for watching.
Thank you.